Hey
It's so cool.
everyone, this is Andrea Hutcheson, and today is we're still in Transformation Month in March Madness, and we have our speaker today, and it's Tianne.
Hi, everybody.
And make sure that you share this video with your team members. Make sure you tag your team members below. Make sure that you are commenting. If you're watching the replay, comment #replay. If you're here, let us know that you're here by a hi.
Hi, everybody.
So we're so excited. I wanted to bring somebody in that's not an elite yet, but she will be because she's working so hard and she's always very positive and she's always looking for ways to expand her creative ways, and she doesn't call me that much, and which is so weird. Like, Tien, why don't you call me? She's like, I go Google it, and so I love it because that reminds me of me.
Yeah, I just go do it.
So I'm going to pull in my phone and I'm going to see some of the comments that you guys have. We're going to take questions at the end so that Tianne can concentrate and tell you her story. Now, Tianne, she's been doing paparazzi for how long, Tianne?
Since October of 2016. I'm like OG.
2016. But guess what? Tianne didn't join because she wanted to earn some extra income. She just wanted to have fun. Mm-hmm. And she was an RN. And she was able to quit her full-time job and do paparazzi full-time this year.
That's what's crazy. I remember talking to you and you asked me if I would ever consider doing paparazzi full-time. And I was like, no, I have a real job. Like, I just didn't have the mentality. But I wasn't like rude. It was like, that's what people think out there, is that you cannot have a real job in direct sales. But I'm living proof you can. Actually, I spend as much time doing this as I would as if I had a brick and mortar business. It's very legitimate. I want people to embrace that you have a very true business.
Yes,
not a hobby.
So let's start with your story, Tianne. And I'm going to put me in the corner. Well, maybe I'll just keep me over here. Maybe I'll just let you talk and then I'll come on back on. But tell me your story and then what changed your mentality, because that's the key here. That's why I wanted to bring Tianne, because she was one of those persons that was like, you know, that's not a real job. And it wasn't in a mean way. She's an RN. She's like a professional. She has her degree. Okay. So maybe that's you right now. And you're like, well, I'm just doing it for fun. But maybe something will switch your mentality and what made you change your mind. So I'm going to let you talk and introduce yourself again. Okay. Yeah. And I'll be back.
You bet. I'm actually recovering from a cold, so this is not what I normally sound like, but I was so honored, Andrea. Thank you for letting me talk to everyone in United Fashionistas. I have to tell you, being a consultant since 2016, I've seen a lot of change. When I first joined, I was approached by a gal that actually talked to me 3 or 4 times before I agreed to join. I told her no so many times, and I even got to a point where I was like, you know, I have a real job. This is not for me. I do not want to sell. I am not a salesperson. Selling doesn't interest me in the slightest. But she was so kind, and she just kept saying to me, Tianne, I think you'd be good at this. And I thought, all right, I'll join for the discount, right? Because I was buying enough to where I thought, you know what, 45% off sounds pretty sweet. So I bought my kit. I started going live a little bit and maybe throwing some albums up. Pretty much I just copied what my sponsor did because I had no way to know how else to run my business. I was a part of United Fashionistas, but it was overwhelming. So many people, and so many people that were so far ahead of me, I couldn't quite figure out how I fit with that group. And the game changer for me was that I went to convention. Now, I told my husband before I left, I went with one of my little teammates. I only had 3 teammates at the time, and I was so proud of that. I hadn't hit director yet, but I was bound and determined. And I said, I will go to convention and I'll see what this is all about. And if they talk about selling jewelry the whole time, that's going to be frustrating for me. I want this to enrich my life. But I went, and I have to tell you, I was blown away. If you have not been to convention, I highly, highly recommend that if you are a serious business owner in paparazzi, that convention is a must go for you. It's in Las Vegas. Most airports will fly there. Save for it. Your sponsor can help you figure out a monthly savings plan. Andrea has one written up. It is so worth going. So when I went, I was blown away by the Z collection, the fall line, and more than anything, the women. There were hundreds of women. Now, this is in 2017 when we fit into a ballroom. And so the whole convention now, you guys that are new, you think of a convention center. No, this was a lot smaller. And everyone was so jazzed up. They loved it. And the message was one of making yourself the best version of who you are. And then talking about selling jewelry was really a secondary aspect of it. If anything, I walked away from convention feeling like Paparazzi was something wonderful, unique. I was lucky to offer it. Not everybody knew about it. It's not a household name. This was before the explosion of growth in 2018. And I remember just coming home and thinking, I'm onto something good, right? So my tiny little album sells, my little VIP group of like 40 really nice people that were all my coworkers and friends, really just kind of being nice to me about it, exploded because my passion went through the roof. I was so excited about the fall line. All I did was come home, post the Pantone colors, screenshots of items I saw at convention, right? You remember 2017? It was amazing. And I just felt like a fire inside of me lit. Now, I was still working full-time as a NICU RN at a hospital that's about 40 minutes away from my house. Full-time nursing is 3 days a week. But don't let that fool you. I was up at 4, home at 7:30 at night, and I was tired because I would come home and I'd need a couple of days to recuperate. I could not fathom not working at my job because I had gone to school, like Andrea said, and I was so proud of my ability to do this. And it was a real career, right? And so after convention, I just started engaging in a way that was real. I was just so excited about the products and I was so excited to share them that I think people caught on to the fact that I really, really loved paparazzi. And I just started talking about it. And it took a little bit of time for people to almost believe me. I think your consistency counts because if you post out of the gate 200 things and then a month later you're nowhere to be found, people kind of wonder if you really mean what you say. But for me, I was so engaged, I just kept going. And then by the next spring, I had tripled my team, which was crazy. I had never, ever thought that that would happen for me. So since 2016, I'll tell you my timeline. I joined. I didn't really know what I was doing. I kind of took 6 months off because I thought, I'm not selling anything. I post things to albums. Nobody buys anything. I hadn't really gone live yet. That wasn't really a thing just yet. So mostly it was VIP group albums and pictures and maybe however creative you could be with a collage. And also too, I didn't know a whole lot about the company. So I didn't know to talk about Fashion Fix, Life of the Party, or the unique monthly things that come up that drive sales and interest. So I was literally just dropping pictures of things that I found on my replicated website, hoping someone would say, I want that, and then I would go buy it. And so things were slow and I kind of gave up because I felt like I'm never going to get anywhere. And I can't make 6 sales a month. Like this is not for me. So I took 6 months off and then that's when I went to convention. So you can imagine how I felt going in. I saw people like Alicia Williams. I saw people like Andrea. I saw people like Michelle Johnny. I saw people that were incredible, elite, powerhouse consultants. And I thought, I will never be that. Like I'm this tiny little thing that can barely sell 3 rings a month. But I didn't give up because I was so inspired by what Misty had to say and Shani had to say. These people were investing their lives, and all of these women at convention were so gung-ho. I sat next to a gal and she said, paparazzi is my life. It has taught me to believe in myself. And I thought that right there, there's something about this company. So when I came home, after that 6 months of giving up and not making many sales, my enthusiasm, like I said, it exploded. My team grew. Now, let me tell you, since 2016, it's now 2019, it's March 12th. I went to convention last year and I was able to take 12 of my teammates. It was incredible. So can you imagine my perspective looking back? That first year I went with one cute little gal, and then the following year I went with 12. This year, I don't know how many are going to go, but the key is the growth. It's not about what you're doing right now and what someone else is doing and then bridging that gap. It doesn't matter. If I compare myself to Andrea, I will never catch up to Andrea because I'm not Andrea, and that's okay. I'm me. And so I'm grateful that my growth has been slow and steady. And the reason why is because if you have 200 orders to process in a weekend, are you ready to ship those out? Do you have that many labels? Do you have the time? And so for me, my growth has been perfect for me because it's accommodated my life. Now you're probably wondering if I'm still working as a NICU RN. I am not. Actually retired in December of 2018 after almost half a decade and over 10 years of college education because my paparazzi business pays me double what my RN salary did. Take a minute and think about that. It pays me double what my RN salary did. And this was full-time RN with benefits. So I am so grateful for Paparazzi because it has taught me so much about my ability to be creative and to be persistent. And I know there are going to be a few consultants out there who are wondering, will I ever get there? And I'm going to share with you something that has been near and dear to my heart as a consultant. I am not elite. I am an executive director. My next rank is producer. And I have seen consultants join and in 6 months outrank me, triple outrank me. I have seen girls join just in 2018 that are like fashionista now or something crazy, right? Now, you could say, Tianne, why do you even bother? Or do you feel bad about that? And I would be very human to say, yes, there have been times when I've questioned myself, or if I've wondered maybe if I need to change my game up or do something different, or maybe take stock into the kind of consultant that I am and how I approach my business, and then perhaps wonder if I did some of those things, if I would be better. So when I got back from convention in 2018, it was awesome. We had like a pink limo, it was bomb. And I remember thinking to myself, I saw the Z Collection winners like Stacy Chaffee and Marissa and these gals. And I'm like, who are these women and how are they doing this? I've been a consultant for so long. What am I missing? What do I need to do? I think that type of self-reflection is important if you do it in a positive way. I never sat back and thought, geez, Tianne, you're really blowing it. You're not elite yet. And you've been doing this month after month after month for several years now. You should just throw in the towel. That never occurred to me. Instead, what I thought, if there's room for improvement, I need to be smart enough to recognize that and then implement those changes to get better. Because that's how we live our lives, right? Like that's how we look at our marriages. That's how we look at our paying off our debt or how we look at weight loss. Don't even get me started on that one. But you guys know, you have to look at yourselves and say, where do I need to be and how do I get there? So immediately I saw that the gals that had Z Collection necklaces, number one, they had huge teams. Number two, they were extremely consistent. Number three, a lot of them had websites. And number four, they were available to their customers on a regular basis. I decided that I was going to go live 3 times a week, no matter what, same day, same time. And I found that that was really hard to do. A lot of people can't commit to that kind of time frame, but for me, that's what I wanted to do. And I also started building a website. I use Shopify as my platform, and I will talk a little bit about that because I think you're going to see a lot of consultants now with websites. When I came back from convention, there may be like 10 or 12. Now it's like everybody has one. They are a lot of work. So I spent from August until about November of last year building my website, but it's paid off tremendously. I don't know, Andrea, if you want numbers or if you want just a perspective on my sales increases, but I will be very, very upfront with you about how that process has been for me. So if you want to implement that in your business, then you certainly can. Besides being consistent with my lives and building a website, I decided to branch out onto social media because a lot of people I don't know on Facebook are not going to find me on Facebook. I'm not, I don't have as wide of a friend base as maybe some people do. Or after a while, if people share videos, I have to take a drink. Sorry, you guys, I'm recovering from a cold. So I promised Andrea that I would go live even though I'm still sick because excuse me, because this is real life, right? Your work doesn't stop even if you sound like a seal. So I'm just going to be real with you in my office right now. And even if I'm coughing and I have to drink my Rockstar, this is what it's about being a paparazzi consultant or any kind of business owner. Sometimes you have to chug the Rockstar. You have to put your big girl panties on and take the Dayquil and just charge through, right? That's what I'm doing. Okay, hang on just a sec. So going live 3 times a week. I also started doing a weekly giveaway in my VIP group where every Friday I have 2 items that I give away. And all I ask is that people comment so that they can be entered into the giveaway. That has increased, number 1, the algorithm so that people see my VIP group more frequently. And then number 2, customer engagement, because I want them to interact with each other. I feel like when I go live, the gals that watch my live, we're all friends now and we wait for each other and they say hi to each other. The dynamic for me has never been about sales. It's about building relationships. Sorry, Andrea, you may want to pop in. I'm going to have to drink something. Hold on.
So are you guys listening to all of this? This is so exciting.
Sorry.
Really
I
up.
can't help it.
She's so sick, and I'm like, oh my goodness. But you guys, this is very inspiring. She didn't give up. She didn't compare herself. She made the best version of herself as of today, and she's still doing it. So take notes. Stop comparing your journey with other people. Instead, she's giving today. What she's doing, she committed herself to 3 live videos a week, every single week. Like what? She is making everything happen, and she will tell. I would like to hear some statistics about your website, Tien.
I need a straw.
But that didn't happen just overnight. It took her from August to November to be able to create that website. It took her to take inventory count and know how many pieces she had. She had to go look for all those pictures of the items that she had, and maybe she had pictures of the items she didn't have. So she worked her VIP group really, really hard. So take advantage and listen to her, okay? And you're fine, you guys. Good.
I can't help it. I promised myself I wouldn't like die on camera, but I just feel like maybe if I am struggling like this, you guys can see that you are human too, and that you're not alone. My husband just brought me some water. And that you can do this, even if, see, here he is. He's going to come in. Are you bringing me a straw? He knows my struggle. It also helps to have a really supportive family. I know I'll probably watch this video later and absolutely cringe at the fact that I'm dying on camera, but I want you to see that this is just real life, and this is how it really is. You're going to be filling orders in your pajamas. You're going to have a cold, and you're still going to have to put your best foot forward. And I think if you just embrace the struggle a little bit, you won't feel so bad. Let me take a swig.
And I'm just going to stop you right there, Tien.
Yeah.
Because people do not understand the sacrifice that's behind the scenes on everything that we all do. This is not just glamour, okay? This is not just glam and you're like always on top of everything. This is not how it is. We had to make sacrifices when we first started. And I'm, you're making me just cry. Like today I've been just so sensitive.
That's okay. You can cry and I can cough. We can be real time.
About everything. And Tianne knows since the first day I met her that I knew that she had something. Like I knew she could do this. And I told her that it wasn't her time yet until she realized this is what she wanted to do. And now she's all for us. And I'm like, Tianne, you're going to be the next elite. And she's like, no way. And
I really want it.
I'm so excited because I see her hard work. I see her consistency. And you just have to do it. There's a lot of sacrifice when you first start. And just like we talked last week, we talked about time management. Right now, like I just got a dentist appointment and I'm like, with my mouth over here, I have to go back to them today at 5. And then I have like orders. I have just shipped 2 big boxes of paparazzi. And Tianne is like over here. You don't know what's going behind the scenes. We just talk about she had to ship 200 orders from this weekend.
Just this weekend.
Do you have help? And I'm like, I can't do this. So
my 16-year-old son processes orders for me.
Let me shut up. Listen to her, okay?
No, I'm trying not to cough. I'm so horrified. Okay, so she talked a lot about sacrifice. Let me just tell you, I kind of live in my office. And I have 2 teenage kids at home. I have an 18-year-old daughter, and then I have a 16-year-old son. But I'm teaching them how to work hard because they've watched me stick with it, with team dynamics that can be challenging, with orders that come in unexpectedly. And I'm like, oh, no, we're going out to dinner, but I have to fill these orders. You guys might have to wait. Being willing to take that scary leap of saying no to my nursing career and yes to paparazzi and direct sales. Also to putting myself out there in a way that can be really challenging because I have to risk my friends and family embracing the fact that I am now going to be talking about paparazzi frequently on Facebook. Andrea told me, she said, make your Facebook public, make your profile public, and then I want you to start talking about paparazzi. I have done that, and I can tell you that people will search you, they will find you, and if you're not putting the word out there, they won't look for you, they'll find someone else. Also, too, there's going to be no winning, Andrea. Hold on. I think I have bronchitis. Sorry. Andrea, pop in for me.
No, I don't want you to have bronchitis, please.
I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. I know
You're
how important this is. Hold on.
Okay, you're fine. So you guys, what questions would you have for Tianne? Tianne just left, but just like she said, she started back in 2016. And now she will be soon a producer, and then she's going to rank up to the other ranks. But she has worked so hard every single month. Are you being consistent? Why don't we analyze ourselves and see where we're at? Do we really want this? Because if you don't want this, you're not going to be able to get what you need. If you don't see the vision and the sacrifice it's going to take for you to get to the top, you're not going to be able to do this. You know, you had to see it. I knew that whether it take me 10 years to be able to be an elite, I will wait 10 years for me to be an elite. Whether it was $5,000, I would have waited because I knew that this is where I wanted to be. So there's Tianne back again. So thank you guys for sticking with us.
Okay, sorry I'm sick, you guys. It's just the way it goes. And I'm grateful for you being patient, Andrea. I can't control it. It just comes. So I was going to talk about, too, building my website and what that took. It took me 4 months because I had inventory going back to 2016. Shopify.com. I would love to give you step-by-step instructions on how to start your website, but the best thing you can do for your business is to be a self-starter and to start Googling, start learning for yourself, because no one's going to have all of the answers. You need to find your own answers. That for me has been the biggest blessing to my business, because I don't wait for someone to teach me or to tell me. I go find it. I think I learned that in nursing, where you have to like duct tape things and figure it out. And, you know, if vital signs are crashing, there's not going to be someone that's going to step in for you. So I had to learn to kind of just go with it. Case in point, I could tell Andrea, I'm not going to do this video because I'm sick. But you know what? I would rather take the risk and cough and maybe look very human in front of you than to miss the opportunity to tell you about this, because it is so important. So I took all of my orders. You can see them in the back office, and you can see the quantity in which you ordered. I compared that with the stock that I have on hand. It took a long time, and it was awful. And my kids wondered why I was living in my basement. But I knew my plan, and that was the most important thing. My goal kept me driven. I uploaded every item by hand. Thankfully, Paparazzi has every image and every description from their in-stock items back to the beginning of time. So there's no reason for you to miss out on sharing those pieces if you have them.
Except for the starter kit, but you can take your own pictures.
Say what?
But they can take their own pictures.
Yeah, you can take your own pictures too. I've done that if you can't find it. I just try to insert the independent consultant logo every time if it's my own image. That way it just represents the company, because it's not my product, it's a Paparazzi product. Also, I create my own graphics using PicMonkey. Andrea turned me on to PicMonkey. It's fabulous. I give it to my team, and I make my own images and graphics. And I think that's important too, because you want to create your own brand. And that was really important to me. So my website, I used my brand name, which is Gembox Accessories. I don't use paparazzi in it. We want to be careful with compliance. Andrea told me about that. She actually messaged me late at night. And I'm so thankful for her. She's been a great help. And if you have a great sponsor, thank them, because they really are a blessing for you and your upline. You guys, we don't have to do any of this. Andrea could very well be at the spa, but you know what? She takes time to give you love and training. And I'm so grateful for that, because it's blessed me immeasurably. So after I uploaded all the inventory, I then created collections and then built the website as you see it. It took me a long time. I did not have a graphic designer. I did not have an IT guy. I just sat at my desk, as you see me right now, but with no makeup on and probably no bra, let's be real. And I just typed and typed and typed and typed and typed until I got it the way I want it. I can't give you clear-cut instructions on how to do that, because I don't even know if I could tell it myself. But you can go back and you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So that's been a huge blessing. My sales on average are about, do you want numbers, Andrea? Is that safe?
Yes.
About 9,000 a month. I can't even say that out loud. It's gonna make me start coughing. On average, it varies. It really does vary. I would say I see about $3,000 a week, which is incredible, but it's because of my inventory. I have stuff going back to 2016, and I'm also extremely consistent. Every time I order new releases, I upload them that day. So those cute coral, like Tropicana earrings, the tropical ones that came on today, bam, they're going to be up on my website in about 10 minutes. My goal was to be, if you Google that item, I want you to find me. If you Google how to join Paparazzi, I want you to find me. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Pinterest, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Tumblr, I'm on Reddit, I'm on VK, I'm on TikTok. Where else am I? What else is there? I'm on the move.
Are you?
So it's like, I made the decision that I am unbeatable and I am going to be the best and I'm going to do the best I can. And so I decided to just go out with a vengeance, and I'm fearless about it. I don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Another thing too is if somebody comes to me for help, I don't turn them away. I don't care if they're on my team. I don't care if I've never met them. If you send me a message or if you call me, I'm going to give you time because we're peers and we're coworkers. And I think when you develop that respect, that's important. Also too, with the consistency in the lives and the website is my VIP group and my business page. Your business page has incredible features. Because Shopify links with my Facebook business page, all my products on Shopify are visible on Facebook. I don't have to double dip and upload that, which is so nice. And then if I upload a new release and it's on my website, I can tag that product and it will link it so that I tag every color. So for example, the Effortlessly Everglades, the wooden darling necklace that came out, I have it in brown, blue, pink, yellow, red. You betcha I tagged every single one of those colors, because if someone clicks on my Facebook page shop, my business page shop, and they see that item because I've tagged every single color, maybe they want it in red. That's a great way to upsell. So that's something that I've done, not only to create visibility, is to reach out on all of these internet platforms, but also to make sure my inventory is visible. What good is it to have boxes of jewelry in my basement if nobody knows what I have? So using my business page and using my website and Instagram, you can tag products as well. I find Shopify has been an excellent platform for me to diversify who sees my products.
Do you mind if we share your website right now? I mean,
No, that's fine. That's fine.
So let's put ourselves.
Yay, that's me.
I can't show it. I'm going to go down and then you talk about your business page.
Okay, so for example, I've got my Life of the Party pre-orders going. And what's cool is that I mark that as a pinned post on my business page so that A, people know I have Life of the Party, and then B, the gals that are waiting for those products, they know they're on the pre-order list. And I took that picture, you guys. It's contact paper. I lay it on my floor. I stand over it with my iPhone and I take a picture. It's so super simple. Yep, that's it. And then that's my new releases. Every day I post a new release album. I noticed a lot of the top consultants did that, and I thought, what I do is I post all the pictures of the items that I order, but then also too, I post images of things that I haven't ordered, and I say, I can pre-order this for you if it's available. See, look how nice that is. And then every day, look at those Starlit Shimmer earrings. I died over those. Oh, they're so pretty, right? And people like them. I'm already selling them. Yay, yay, yay. So because I'm consistent in showing the new releases and I have it in a platform that people can go to every day and it's consistent, then I'm able to make more sales. You can copy a link of an album in your business page and absolutely drop it in your VIP page and your personal timeline. Yay! Oh, and I've got my little messenger going with the preset conversations. That's all stuff that you guys can customize in your business page. That's not anything special that I did. This is just all little things. These are all little things that you can do to make your business page dynamic. If you don't have a business page, you're going to miss out on a ton of tools that make it unique and effective in a way that a Facebook group just can't compete. I like my VIP group. I get asked a lot, what's the difference between a business page and a VIP group? My VIP group, I do recaps from my lives, exclusive sales and promo codes. And then also too, I engage with them in a funny way. I use memes, I use pictures. My VIP group is kind of like my hangout, but my business page is my actual like storefront. Okay, so this is my website that I built on Shopify. And I'm so proud of it. So that's me and my graphics. And then I want people to know, you can see a link there to join my weekly giveaway on my VIP group. So it ties my website with my Facebook presence. And then I've got a St. Patrick's Day boutique, which is so cool. Because then people can see what I've got available for the holiday and the season, and it's first, right? And then of course I've got the collections, and I just chose images. The pop-up that comes up, that's something that comes with Shopify. I also have a bling of the day, and that changes. The vault is my unique jewelry that I have in my basement that it's all kind of sold so fast, so I have to take it off. But I just post images that I have taken of pieces that are downstairs that I don't have uploaded on my website, and they're out of the packaging. That way people, if they want to shop kind of the vault, that they can. I use Giphy to make my own GIFs. There are so many ways you guys can use technology. So I wrote this. It's a handbook for joining Paparazzi. And there are apps that Shopify supports to allow you to insert a book. And that's what I did. So I took the time to research direct sales, the differences between the kits, pictures, and also different items like Starlit Shimmer and Z Collection, what it's like to be a paparazzi consultant. Pretty much all the questions that I get asked, I created this document because it's hosted on my website. Anytime someone says, hey, what's it like to be a consultant? I shoot them that link. I don't have to sit and type it out. I had to ease up on my work. So I'm so grateful. She's like clicking. These are my cute customers. If you wanted to be a hostess, I don't do my parties the typical way. I usually have a guest of honor. And so the gal that is my guest of honor, I talk about her. I ask her what kind of jewelry she likes. And then as I go live, we kind of have a conversation back and forth. And I talk about how much I appreciate her and the things that she likes. So that way she feels like she's kind of the guest of honor, instead of feeling like she has to wrangle in all of her friends to buy stuff. I find that if people feel celebrated and honored, that's different from, please set up a situation where your friends can buy from me. So I'm more about building relationships than I am building sales, because I find the sales will come by default because the jewelry is so cute. I like the little emojis. Those are kind of fun on my website. So as you can see, the website is a really unique way to build sales. I love it. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, I'm so like, do you want to build my website?
You almost made me spit my water. That would have been awesome. It's a lot of work, guys. I'm not going to lie. I do think, though, that if you're a serious consultant, and for me, I'm hungry. So I've been doing this for years, and I am so ready to take it to the next level that I was willing to push and push and push. My recaps are only done in my VIP group. Yes, that's correct. Because I want my VIP group to feel special and unique.
Right.
So there are certain things I only offer in my VIP group. So that would be one of them. I got that idea from Michelle Johnny, actually. We have the greatest leaders, you guys. Take advantage of their wisdom and their knowledge, because they don't have to do any of this. And I'm so grateful they do, because in and of myself, I am not enough. But when we come together as a team and we celebrate each other and we encourage each other, that's how you get better, because you recognize your strengths that you want to have in other people. So here comes my Karen. Hello. This is my daughter. She helps me too. Hello.
Bless you for helping your mother.
Let me do this. See, you talk about sacrifice. My babe just came home and I'm like, I'm live. I got to do this. And there she goes. It's the truth.
So if you were to give three tips to a new consultant or somebody that has been in it for about a year or two, what would the three main tips would be?
The three main things I would say are, number one, don't be afraid to put yourself all in. When you recognize that Paparazzi, number one, has a price point that you're not going to find anyplace else. Number two, the jewelry is beautiful. And as a consultant, you have an exclusive role like a celebrity stylist to bring them jewelry to their home. That is an exclusive service. And then number 3, with that, when you put yourself all in, be fearless. Post on Facebook, post on Instagram, get excited. So many people are so nervous to admit that they're in direct sales. Don't be nervous. Instead, embrace it. And then number 2, this is my husband, Jeff. He's going to close the door for me. That's okay. It's a family thing, you guys. And then number 2, I would say don't give up on yourself. This is the hardest thing. So many women struggle with self-esteem and self-acceptance in ways that it hampers their ability to be a business owner because they talk themselves out of it. They don't want to go live because they're tired or they're afraid or they're nervous, or if they throw albums up this week and nobody buys them, they don't want to do it next week. Don't think like that. Imagine yourself exactly where you want to be. Before I ever went to Paris for the first time, I would dream about it. I would picture it. I would find pictures of Paris and I would just say, I will be there someday. And now, Paris is one of my most favorite places in the world. And I go almost every year. And a lot of that is because of Paparazzi. I have the freedom to go. I don't have to clock for time out at my job because this is my job. And I get emotional because I'm one of those people that now realizes that if you don't give up on yourself and if you don't give up on your dreams and you just push for those goals, they will happen. I remember I asked Danielle Dodson, she's another elite consultant that I just love. The first year I went to convention, I said, how do you get people to join your team? And she said, I have 14 teammates. And I was like, wow, 14. She is now a heavy hitter and she has thousands, right? I guarantee she didn't give up. So don't give up. Wherever you're at, post those albums, go live. Even if no one watches, still do it because your video will be searchable on Facebook. Just don't give up on the fact that whatever your road is going to be, it will work for you because when you're ready, it will come. Number 3, invest in your inventory. The only reason why my website is so successful is because I have lots and lots of jewelry. And if I didn't invest in my inventory, I would not be able to offer my product. It's like having a restaurant and having 2 dishes on the menu. No one's going to come. So don't be afraid to invest in your inventory. I suggest when you sell one, buy one, and then save 10% of your profits. That's a formula I find that works to add to your, not only your savings account, but it allows you to purchase product in a realistic way. 2, when I'm talking about investing in inventory, you can share the pictures that Paparazzi puts out for their new releases, and then you can drop an album and just say, I want to show you the variety that Paparazzi has. Give me an emoji for the things that you like and the things that you don't like. You don't have to buy every new release to show every new release because your goal as a consultant is to give as much of a peek into the world of paparazzi as possible. Don't be afraid to do that. So number 1, just stick with it. Don't give up. Number 2, keep your inventory fresh and wide and diverse. Shopify is a website for my personal inventory. It's not my replicated site at all. My replicated site I still have, and I can direct people to that. But my Shopify is my personal inventory only. And I have about 3,000 items on there. So I've taken a lot of time. Yeah, sell one, buy one, and save 10%. That's my formula for success. Don't go into debt. Don't be overwhelmed. The new releases will keep coming. I promise you, you're not going to miss out. And it keeps getting better and better. One thing I wanted to share too, if you're new, don't be overwhelmed. Take time, build your business page, go live, just take time with it and embrace it and enjoy it and have fun being a consultant. Don't worry about your sales. The sales will come because we all love the jewelry, and ladies can't find $5 jewelry anyplace else that gets delivered to their house. Just enjoy the fact that you are representative of this wonderful company and the good positive things that it represents and the beauty and the happiness that you can bring to the women that you interact with. If you start thinking of yourself as an ambassador for good instead of a salesperson, I promise you your business will turn around. Because for me, I've always said, I don't care if I don't sell anything during my life. Did I have a moment where someone was sitting on their couch and they felt better? Because I have ladies going through divorces, ladies that have chronic illness, ladies that are elderly and coming to terms with that, or ladies that have self-esteem issues and they don't feel beautiful. And then we come together on that live, and when we hang up and we're done, they feel better. It's a sisterhood, and embrace that. And I promise you, your sales will increase. Also, too, this is huge. This is something that my husband taught me because he's the CEO of his own company. It's a pretty big company here in Utah. And he told me, he said, you must be prepared. And I'm so glad because of my website and being prepared. I ship from home. I have the scale. I have the printer. And yes, I invested in the $200 thermal printer. You don't have to do that, but I do, because I want to make sure that when I have those 200 orders that come in over a weekend, I can process them fast. So if you build the infrastructure of your business, be prepared, have the labels, have the packaging, have your lives, everything set up with the numbers. If you're prepared for a strong business, start thinking big time. When you get there, you're not going to be overwhelmed. Too many ladies kind of start small and stay small. I think if you just find somebody that you admire and then start asking them how they built, create a mentorship relationship, and then keep notes of things that you need to do to build your business. And for me, I wanted to ship from home, and I wanted to make sure that I could handle the infrastructure of so many orders. And because I have the website that tracks everything and I can ship and track my inventory from one place, it's a lot easier. I do see some consultants that are big right now and they're trying to build websites, and it's really, really hard. So if you're small, that's good. Start building small. And any of you that are watching me, I will help you. There's only so many Tiannes on Facebook. So find me and I will be more than happy to answer your questions, because I know how overwhelming this can be. But just don't give up. I'm not elite yet, and I don't sit and feel bad about it, because I know if I was meant to be elite, then I would be elite by now. And I have to remember too that elite comes from my team. It's not me. So I need to mentor my team. I need to work with my team, and I need to see where their strengths and weaknesses are so that I can build them to a point that they feel confident enough to do what I'm doing, because it makes no sense for me to be at the top of the pyramid doing fantastic when everyone underneath me is struggling. I want to make sure that I'm an effective leader as well. What advice do I have for getting customers to my personal website? My personal website or my replicated website? My personal website, I drop a lot of links on Facebook. Also, too, I use Google Ads. So I have a Google ad account, and then I use keywords like paparazzi accessories, paparazzi jewelry, paparazzi consultant, and I pay for a Google ad account so that when you Google those keywords, I come up in the search engine. And it has paid off tremendously. My website grew 600% in the last month from Google Ads. Use the technology to your advantage. I'm trying, honey, I'm trying. There are so many ways for you to be a smart business owner. Shopify to me is the best platform because it tracks my inventory. You saw that gorgeous website. It looks professional. I can actually ship and print out packing slips, everything from Shopify. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I feel like because I took the time to build my website and have all of the inventory in place, I didn't have to play catch up. So by the time the orders came in, I had a ton of inventory. I just go pull it, and then it's easy, and then I ship it. It's so easy. Also, too, customer service. Can I talk about that for a second? Many people are not nice, and they will write to you as though you are doing them a huge favor. And please be kind. Always, always, always say thank you to your customers. I include one of these in every single one of my orders, if you can see it. And then I always write them a card, and then I always include a business card, which I will show you here. I get these on Vistaprint. These aren't even my cute ones. These are just the free ones that I get. I always write a thank you note. I include a packing slip that shows the items that they ordered. I give them a little present, and then anything that's not in its original packaging, I ship in one of these. And then on the outside of every package, I put a little sticker. And I find that that makes a huge difference because people look forward to getting packages that are pretty. I've ordered before from other consultants, and I love them. Please don't think I'm being negative. But when I plop open a cardboard box and my jewelry just falls in my lap and there's no receipt and it's not packaged, I'm like, what? So I want people to feel like they are ordering from an exclusive boutique when they order from me. So my goal was, when I started building my brand and my website, is I wanted to be as professional as possible. When I go live, I want to look like someone off QVC. So I have bright lights. I have a clear webcam. I make sure I always have good jewelry on, and I do my hair and I do my face, right? And I try to look nice. I wear the paparazzi jacket from the back office and I zip it up and it's got the little paparazzi thing on it. And I feel like if I can represent the company as though I am the company, then people will invest in me because I look clean and fresh and professional and like a consultant that you'd want to shop from. And then when they get their package and it smells good and it has little presents in it, they'll come back and order again. And I'm so grateful for that, because I feel like when you put the time in to give a quality product, it's going to stand out from the rest. And I get it. It's a hard thing to be successful in direct sales, but these are just little things that I've done that make a big, big difference. Mainly just using Shopify. That has turned my business around by having that website. And then also too, you guys saw that picture of that collage of the Life of Party items. I do a daily wall drop where I pick 3 items. I take a picture and I drop it on my personal timeline. It sells like every time. And it's taken time for me to build up a customer base. I have over 1,500 people in my VIP group, and I have over 1,000 that like my business page. You're going to hear those numbers and you're going to think, oh, I'm never going to be that. Well, I can promise you, when I first started, it was like crickets, right? Like nobody was in my VIP group, and it was like pulling teeth to sell anything. But that was 2016. Over time is where you see success. So don't give up now before you get there. Is that my little business page? Yeah, see my pictures? That's Instagram. So yeah, so I drop things like that, or like the wall drops, you can see those collages, hashtags. So another thing I would ask, I feel like I'm like giving you like information vomit, but it's just, there are so many tricks that make this excellent. Take your own pictures. Those are my Fashion Fix pictures. Use PicMonkey. That's PicMonkey for the text and the extra graphics. And then I use Vistaprint for my promo info, like my pens and my cute little things. That's my front door with all my stuff going out. Just real life. Right? And then my husband has to say things about porch thieves. But you know what I mean? It's like I just show like my real life, and I try to be as consistent as possible. Yep, that's me filling orders. I'm very consistent. I live off of Rockstar sometimes. But you can see by looking at these images, you get a real quick sense. You have about a 30-second margin to convince people they need to shop with you when they first encounter you. So my goal was, I want to put out there that number 1, I've got the goods. So if you want that new stuff, I got it. And then number 2, I know what I'm doing because I'm very consistent. And then number 3, I want to have something that's appealing. So for me, I've created a brand where I've got the jewelry and I post it right away, and I'm consistent because you'll see me live 3 times a week. You'll see my wall drop, so you know what's coming. And I also try to like put a little bit of my personality into it. I love Paris. I love traveling. I love Boston Terriers. I love tacos. So I talk about that. Oh, Andrea, scroll up real quick for a second. Show them that video. Another thing that I did, you'll see it at the very, very top. If you click on videos, you'll see the very first video. And you'll see, I want to show you guys something cool that I did. Okay, that video right there, Perez Hilton, he's a celebrity blogger and stylist. He does red carpet interviews. I paid him to do a video cameo for me. And it wasn't very expensive, but it's cool to have a celebrity endorsement. So there's a whole bunch of cool things you guys can do as a paparazzi consultant. Shopify website, I have that celebrity endorsement. Instagram, YouTube, post your videos on YouTube. I download every video off my business page, and then I upload them, as you can see right here. The business page is incredible because you can create watch lists and different categories for your videos. And then I also use PicMonkey to make cover pictures for each of my videos. You can edit your video, and then you can select a thumbnail image, make one on PicMonkey with your face on it, and then put it up. But you can see there's just a lot of ways you can make your jewelry stand out from a business perspective instead of just posting albums. You know what I mean? So I just try to use the technology to the best of the advantage that I can. And, I just try to be real about it. Another thing Andrea did that inspired me is she said, find things that interest you and implement that into your business. So I do makeup. I used to be a makeup artist for TV and film. And so I will actually go live on my personal timeline, do my makeup, and then put on my jewelry. And I find that that will increase the people that engage with me. And then in turn, they will shop with me. So consistency is everything, everything. Because imagine if I had stopped going live and stopped posting pictures after that first 6 months when I decided to give up before I went to convention, where would I be now? So for me, consistency, it pays off in several ways. Number one, you want to be searchable. I can't tell you how many people have joined my VIP group because they've said to me, I Googled a paparazzi consultant, or I Googled paparazzi on Facebook. If I didn't have a ton of content, they wouldn't find me. So it's almost like a numbers game. If you go live 10 times, are you going to be as visible as the person that's gone live 200 times? So that's consistency paying off over time. I would say I've seen most of my success in the last 3 months. 3 months. So what did I do the first 2 years? I kept going. Because if I had given up, I wouldn't have gotten here. Does that make sense? So, and I'm here talking to you even though I was like coughing up a lung 20 minutes ago. It's like, I just don't give up. I always say to myself, I'm like, Tianne, you're like a weed. They can pull you, they can douse you in like weed killer, but girl, you're going to come back. And that's just a factor of my personality. So take stock. If maybe you're ready to give up, stop and think about, yeah, you're starting over every time. Stop and think about what's waiting for you. I've never doubted that I would be elite. I never doubted that I would ever get to where I wanted to be because I knew I was taking the time to build the steps. And I wanted to make sure that when I did get there, let's say I'm processing $200 worth of orders a day, which has kind of been my norm lately, which is a little overwhelming. But because I took the time to have a platform where I can print my shipping labels, bag everything and put it together, and I already know how to do all of that, it goes pretty quick. So I didn't hit it like out of the gate really fast. And I'm okay with that because now I know how to process at that level. It would have been overwhelming and I couldn't have done it at the beginning. And so for me, the 2 years that I was building up to this point, and I'm not even elite, you guys, but I feel like you see a lot of these consultants that have huge teams and they're selling like $12,000 worth of jewelry a month and you can't quite relate. I'm in the middle. I'm the girl that started out small, gave up for 6 months because I wasn't getting anywhere, went to convention, had a huge aha moment, and then just dug deep. I do the wall drops every day. I'm live every week, at least once, but I try really hard to hit 3. I share new releases every day, and I engage in my VIP group every day, several times. I kind of live on my phone and social media, but the reason why is because that is my platform. And then also too, when I came back from convention last year, I had to make some very serious adjustments in how I was a leader and how I worked with my team, and also too in how I approached my personal business. And so I don't mind taking a look at the things I need to do differently and making some change. Don't ever be afraid to look at yourself and say, you know what, I got to work things out. So if you want to start getting big, here's my advice to you, is to find someone that you admire. For me, it was Wendy Charpentier with Spread the Sparkles. I love her. She's darling. She was like my North Star. I would watch what she did. She would do Tip Tuesday on YouTube. I thought, okay, I'll get a YouTube channel. So then I Googled how to start a YouTube channel and I just figured it out. And I didn't need anybody to hold my hand. I just did it. And I didn't announce it either. I just went behind the scenes and did it. And then I realized that you could sell on Instagram. I've probably gained 20 or 30 customers from Instagram alone. And I'm so grateful for that. So then I Googled how to sell on Instagram. I started looking at what made Instagram successful, and I started adapting to those changes. I saw the girls that had Z collection pieces named after them had websites. I thought, well, golly, I'm going to go build a website. So I started Googling how to build a website on Shopify, and it took me months. But you know what? I just never quit. And then I start seeing people like Corey Lassiter who post like cute selfies and they're happy. And Stacey Chaffee posts new releases every day. Like all these women, I started seeing the things that they did. And I just started doing what they did, but in a way that worked for me. Do I share new releases even though I don't have all the new releases on hand? Yes, here's how I do it. I will post an album in my business page with a graphic that says new releases. And then I let people know that this is subject to availability. And then I will invoice. I only invoice once a week. Otherwise, I would go crazy. And then I invoice on Fridays. And so what I do is everything that I order, I will download the pictures that you can get when you hit profile in your back office and it shows your most recent order. You can download all the images into a zip file and extract those. I do that. And then I post those pictures, hang on, in that album. And then the new releases I didn't purchase, I will go onto Paparazzi's website. I will download the image of the light box. So for the images that I use for the items I purchase, I use the model images. So they're in color and they have the model wearing them. For the images that I have not purchased, I use the light box images. So that way it kind of distinguishes between what I have on hand and what's available for pre-order. And then I put in the pre-order picture, I say, I hope this is making sense, you guys. I'm on Dayquil. I'm so sorry. I put in the image caption, I say pre-order items subject to availability, comment for me to purchase on your behalf. That way, when I post an item of the model, let's say if I post this, I will say Z collection, then I'll give the name, and then I will say quantity times 4. So that way people know how many of that item I have. The pre-order item, I say I will purchase it on your behalf, and that it's not always available, so they better act fast. And then I generally will make the purchase that night so that it doesn't leave the back office before I get to it, because you guys know how that goes. That's how I do it. And I find that that's a great way to keep your customers seeing what's new, because let's be real, nobody really goes to a replicated website. I have a few customers that will log on and kind of check the new releases, but that's what you're there for. If it was that easy for people to buy off Paparazzi, Paparazzi would not be direct sales. They would just be Paparazzi and everybody would purchase from them. But because you are the consultant, you are the representative Paparazzi. So you be the one to show people what's out there. Also, too, here's a little tip. Shh, don't tell, okay? This is only for you. If you download every single new release item, and then you create an album on your business page, make sure that you copy and paste the name of the item as the caption to the photo. Why? Because those consultants that wanted to buy those cute coral earrings that sold out today, or the customer that wants them, if they Google the name of that item, who are they going to find? They're going to find you because you posted the name. If you just post the picture, nobody can Google an image, really. I mean, you can do that, search Google by image, but you want to have the name of the item associated with the product. That's how people Google. So for me, that was really, really important. As I would post items in my business pages, I would always attach the name in the description. So that way, you know, if people are looking for like these gorgeous earrings, then I would put Tropical Trailblazer. It's just like Facebook, just step. You'll never know till you try it, ladies. Right. I hear so many women that won't pursue their business. And my question to you is, then why did you buy a kit? Why did you invest in a business if you weren't willing to invest in yourself? You're going to have to, I don't know how you're going to do it, because this is the hardest thing for me, is you're going to have to confront your fears, and you're going to have to say, regardless of if I fail, I will do this, because I will absolutely fail if I don't. And I'm one of those women where it just doesn't occur to me that I can look stupid and fail. I'm willing to just do it. And so I do not have that glitch in my head that says, Tianne, maybe you might flop, or maybe you shouldn't. Now, that doesn't mean I don't get nervous before I go live. I totally do. Or I don't mess up. I mean, I've knocked my mannequin over with my behind. You guys saw me. I was coughing a few minutes ago. It's like real life, right? But I want my business to succeed more than I want to give in to my fear. So for me, I've just decided that I'm going to go whole hog into this and give 100%, because at least then I'll prove whether I'm right or wrong about whether this business can work. If I never try, well, then I'll absolutely fail. And I'm just not content failing. Does that make sense? So for me, it was just a matter of, I'm going to give it a go. And then be the kind of person that can adapt. So when Andrea posts something and I'm like, ooh, I like that, I will go implement that in my way. Don't copy the style of another consultant. Don't copy the name of another consultant or try to be like them, because that doesn't do any good. If you love Cocker Spaniels and, you know, Frappuccinos from Starbucks, then start talking about that every day and make like cute little graphics with, you know, the dog and the Frappuccino and the jewelry, or you know what I mean? Be careful of logos, but you know what I'm saying? And then just put it out there, because people are looking for a relationship more than they're looking to buy jewelry. You can go buy jewelry at Walmart for $2. But the thing is, it's not going to come delivered to their house. So hustling to get new pieces. Don't go broke trying to get the jewelry, because it's always going to come. But take the time to be on there. I set an alarm on my phone. I don't think I have my phone in here. It's in the other room, for 12:55 every day for me. Yay, I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying this. I'm just giving you stream of consciousness. I just don't have a plan. Right. So this is why this is so great that Andrea does this, is that watch the replay, and I tend to talk kind of quickly. Pause it, write things down, because I'm just going to give you it's like I'm cracking open my brain and then plopping it out there for you. And you're going to hear the same messages. Yeah. Faith over fear, be consistent, do it, do it, do it. I would say the only thing that makes me a little bit different from anybody else is, number one, I just will never, ever, ever give up. And I don't care about what is going on over here, because I'm too busy focused on what I'm doing. And I just find that if I just keep at it, that eventually it will come. And that's usually the best formula. For most people, yes, focus on your own grasp. Don't stress it, you guys, because I'm sure at one point Andrea could look at someone else in the company and say, why aren't I like her? But so many of us look up to Andrea now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know when your time in the sun will come, but you want to be prepared. Because I'm telling you, if I didn't have my printer and my labels and my packages, and I didn't have a firm idea of how to roll these packages out, like setting up a pickup from the post office, all these things, I would be drowning and not knowing how to process these orders. But because I took the time to get the infrastructure in place, totally cool to do it. You guys, Andrea is a rich resource. A lot of what I've learned from her, and I'm grateful for that. And don't be afraid to be a self-starter. Like, go make it happen for yourself. Don't be upset with your sponsor or your team or anything that you feel may not be serving you, because honestly, you just don't know what that person's doing in their life. And it takes a certain something to be a motivated business leader. That's why we're all not millionaire, self-improvement speakers and authors, because it's very difficult to be a true, genuine leader. But you can develop that capacity in yourself, and you should anyway, because if you're going to develop a team, you will need to have those resources to draw upon in order to lead them forward. But don't be afraid to link arms with the people around you. I have learned from consultants that are not on my downline, and consultants that I've met all over the country or just at convention. And when they ask me questions, I'm willing and game, because there are no, what do you say it? There are no fences between us. We're all on the same side. Yes, you are responsible for yourself. A little bit of background too is I'm 41 years old, and I've raised most of my kids, so I do have a little bit more time during the day. Be realistic with your time. And if you work full time, you can still do this business, because yeah, I'm 41. I just have really good lights, you guys. Take the time to prepare for your lives. Get everything out, lay it out, get the numbers ready, have time to just take a couple of hours to get ready for your week. Also, too, you can schedule posts on your business page. So let's say you want to post a motivational meme every Monday, Motivation Monday hashtag, right? So select, 4 or 5 pictures, and then use the edit feature to put your own name on the image. And then you post that and schedule it for Monday at 11 a.m. every week until July. And then you have now created engagement on a Monday basis every week that you no longer have to go back and visit, because you took time to prepare. There are so many ways you guys can enrich your business, and I've talked about them, like PicMonkey, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube allows you to share your videos to 1 million platforms after you publish it. Just start looking at social media influencers and start looking at the platforms that they use, and start thinking, how can I put paparazzi out like that? And don't be afraid to just take that leap. And I was going to say, there are a lot of gals. I talk to so many women who, for some reason, I don't know who convinced us all of this, but we think we're not good enough. Like, we're not beautiful enough. We're not thin enough, or we're not smart enough, or whatever the case may be. Everyone's dialogue is going to be different. For me, it's my weight. I struggle with that. So for me, that's my challenge. That's my hiccup. And you guys may watch this and be like, what is she talking about? But that's because it's my hiccup. You've got your own hiccup. Learn to recognize that and realize that it's absolutely not even real. because a worry is something that you're afraid of that hasn't even happened yet. Don't even stress that. Just try to do what you can today. So if you're watching this and you even have an inkling of inspiration, go on Paparazzi's website, download 10 pictures, post it to your timeline, your VIP group, and your business page, and say, "What up, world? I'm a paparazzi consultant. These are my 10 best items today," and just see what happens. And then if you want to learn more ideas and tricks, watch this video, watch the replay, write down some of the things that spark an interest for you, and then pursue it. And then be fearless about your follow-up too, because people that register on your site as a consultant, did you know you can send them a message in your back office? So every single person where I get an alert and it says, "Oh, you have a new customer," I log into my back office, I send them a message, and I'm like, "Welcome to Paparazzi. This is my replicated website. You can see everything Paparazzi has to offer, but I also have a personal inventory website. I'd love to have you shop with me." And then I give them a link. That way it connects all of my platforms together. So if you find me on YouTube, it's easy to find me on Facebook. If it's like you want to make sure that you're doing the best you can to use the technology that's available to you. I agree. I don't know why women struggle with this idea that we're not good enough, and then that influences how we behave. I see so many consultants that just struggle with this idea that they're not good enough. And I'm like, lady, don't even worry about that. I mean, you got all your teeth, right? And you've got time, and you've got a little bit of energy, and it doesn't take much to just say, that person that if you close your eyes and you think about her and you think about the kind of girl that you used to be or that you want to be, if you embrace that version of yourself and take time every day to create a little bit of her, eventually you will become that person, because that's what you're focused on. If you're focused on the negative or your faults or your flaws, or maybe you're in a headspace where maybe you can't be as open or as happy as you would like, take realistic stock in your life and then make those adjustments so that you can be that person that you want to be, because that's going to make the biggest change. People can tell right away. Think of that friend that gripes all the time, and if you're going to have lunch with her, you're like, "Oh man, I know how this is going to go." People already know you. They already know what you're about. So take stock in the kind of person that you are and think, am I the kind of girl that people would want to have lunch with? And then if not, then push forward to be the kind of person that you want to be. That's just basic life advice, and I've tried to take it myself. And so there are days when I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so grouchy. I don't want to do this. I'm tired." Or maybe my kids are driving me crazy, or I have 10 loads of laundry, or whatever the case may be. I try to see the bright side. At least I have a washer and dryer. At least I'm not dying of cancer and making peace with leaving my whole life behind. I have all my hair. My teeth are pretty decent. And I just try to think of the things I'm grateful for. I do not have to haul a bucket of water 2 miles across the Sudan to feed my children. So when you start thinking about things like that, you realize what a rich, blessed life you have. And then take paparazzi and incorporate that into that happiness, and just say, "You know what? You can search the whole world over, but you're never going to find earrings like this for $5. And guess what? I deliver. I'm better than Domino's, because I'll send it to you with a little sparkly. And we get to hang out and talk." "Oh, thanks. It's easy. I used to have really long hair and I cut it off." I just try to incorporate that kind of thinking, and I find that it benefits my business, because who you are is how your business will be, because it really is a brand in and of yourself. And so I've taken time to kind of incorporate that into my thinking, is what kind of brand do I want to put out there? And then how do I create this culture of paparazzi, this little microcosm of paparazzi? How do I create that? And then how do I get it to as many people as possible? And that's what sparked me into thinking, I want to have my own name. I want to have the same colors. I want to post every week at the same time, the same content. It's like you're a channel. That's the best way I can describe it. Oh, there's my house phone. My life never stops, you guys.
So you guys, thank you, Tianne. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We have enjoyed it. And make sure that if you just join us right now, make sure that you watch the whole replay. And I am going to be putting this on YouTube so you can share it with your team members. And I'm super excited. Thank you so much, Tianne, for your time. And I loved everything that you said. And I cannot wait to see the future. Yay! Oh, we're excited. So
I hope it was helpful. I hope it wasn't just rambling. It's so hard to condense it all.
And we're gonna wait on. We're gonna challenge you to do a YouTube, a YouTube video on how to do Shopify and how you did it. So that's
I'll try.
Yes. So you're going to use the screencast, or whatever it's called, and then you can show us your screen on how you do the stuff and then upload it on YouTube.
Okay.
So that's your challenge. But we love you, Tien, and thank you guys so much. Make sure you take all the information that she has given us and don't give up. Okay? Don't give up. Don't compare yourself. And basically what she talked about, that's me. I'm like, that's totally me. That's totally me. I was focused on my craft. I didn't focus on somebody else's.
No.
I looked up to someone, like that person was Michelle Johnny to me, and I just looked up to her, and then, you know, I learned everything that she had to teach us, and then I had somebody else from another company. I started finding different coaches and different people that are top earners in other companies, not just Paparazzi, and I'm like, oh, I love what they do, and I started learning. And then when I didn't know how to do something, I just Google everything. I'm like, how do you do this? Okay, you're not helping me. Let's go to the next video.
Yes.
You know? So I love it, and I love Tien, and I can't wait to see more of her. So thank you guys so much, and we love you, and thank you, Tien. So
Bye, you guys.
later. You have a great day. Bye-bye.